Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And guys, of course, me, Mike Spider Slayer, and we're getting ready to do another installment of Flashpoint Flashback. That's right, guys. Today I will be reviewing issue number 3 of Flashpoint. That's right. And if you guys remember this cover, you know what this story is actually about. That's right. Of course, I am reviewing Flashpoint through the trade. This is a trade that covers the whole entire series. And today we are talking about issue 3, like I said. And in this issue, we actually have our heroes going after Superman. Which I thought for me was one of the best issues in the Flashpoint series. Um, I love the cover here because the expression of their faces says it all on how they see Superman for the first time, and that is including Batman and Cyborg uh, at this time. So, and Flash, of course, because he's used to seeing Superman in a certain way. So, how did this story all take place? Well, in issue 3, we see that Cyborg and the President are actually talking in this issue, and we can see that um, the President kind of pulls the plug on Cyborg on things that he's allowed to do, can't get heroes anymore. They have to figure out something else. So after that introduction to the actual story, we found out that in the last issue that Flash actually tries to replicate the accident for him to get the Speed Force back. And him and Thomas Wayne tried this, and it failed. And it was not only a bad failure, it was an epic failure. You can see that he got third-degree burns all over his body, and right away, Barry wants to sit there and say, you know what, let's try this again, because I know I have to do this. Because he sees all his thoughts and all his images are changing in this timeline. So he's determined to get back up in that chair and replicate the accident of what happened. And right away, this time it takes. And we can see that here, that something obviously goes crazy. You can see that he's changing already. And you can see now he's in the Speed Force once again. In the accident, Batman falls. He winds up saving him, and uh, we wind up seeing the Flash getting his powers back. We see that he makes his new costume. We also get to meet the Resistance in this issue, and you get to see Lois Lane here, who is actually reporting, which was really cool. You see Demon Knight and Grifter and everybody else in here. So I thought that was a really good page. The art is just, it continues to impress in this entire series. Again, another great page here. And right away, Flash is like, there's a lot of things that you find out in this issue. You find out that Hal never became the Green Lantern. He has an accident trying to stop, the war or the Amazons, and he winds up getting killed. And he comes up with this great idea that we have to get Superman. And Superman was this crazy thing that it was a ship that actually never really landed, and it was in the new metropolis, so it was actually in a different area, not in Smallville. And the ship wound up being under heavy surveillance or whatnot, and it was underground. It's kept secret, and Cyborg and Flash and Batman wind up penetrating Superman's, I guess, underground laboratory. And in the whole process of actually going and getting to this actual area, we can see them running. And the one thing that I found that was kind of disturbing here was um, Subject 2. Subject 1 is Superman, and Subject 2 is Crypto. Because, you know, Batman says it looks like a canine skeleton. And it looks like Crypto was traveling with Superman in this, but he wound up dying, I guess, because of starvation or whatnot. And I was like, dude, that's kind of creepy. But after they go along and they start going into the facility or whatnot, we come across the the S shield, and we see obviously who's going to be in that. So after some quick work of guards, and they open up the actual door, we see Superman for the first time. And you're like, what the hell is that? That's Superman? And he's all skinny, and the expression on his face is just like he's terrified. And Cyborg and Thomas Wayne are just like, this is the most powerful being on the planet? Well, you gotta understand, he's never been exposed to the sunlight, he's never been in the outside world, and his powers, he doesn't have any. I mean, he's just limited. And he hasn't eaten, obviously, so he's just really weakened here. And he's just a totally different character from what we know. And I thought this was the most interesting thing in the whole entire Flashpoint series at this point. And they obviously make way of him, and he's terrified, and Flash reassures him. He's like, we're not here to hurt you, Superman. He's like, we're friends. We're going to get you out of here, okay? He's like, okay. You know, he's like this little child. And he goes and he escapes, and they break out, and the guards are chasing after him. And all of a sudden you see Superman, who sees the light for the first time, and he's like, oh, it's beautiful. So the expressions on here was just epic. And all of a sudden he starts levitating for the first time, and they're like, dude, he's flying. And his heat vision gets used, and he fries a guy's arm for the first time, and he just is terrified on what he's done, and you can see it right here. And the next thing he says is he just takes off, and he's like, well, there goes your big savior. And the next thing you see is you got all the guards sitting there clicking their guns, and they're like, freeze, and it's like, oh shit, now what? And that ended issue 3. This was a great story. I love seeing this side of Superman. Now, he's completely opposite from what he is in the real universe. This was, I loved it. I loved it. And I loved it in the movie as well. The movie was really good. I thought they portrayed him nice in the movie. He's real skinny and lengthy. And he says a little bit more words in the actual movie, but you can see that he's just so primitive and doesn't know anything what to do. I thought that was really nice, and it was good to see Flash get his powers in here and go ask for, you know, he's getting desperate to get a team together to stop Aquaman and Wonder Woman. So this was a great issue. I truly enjoyed this. One of my favorite of the actual series. And I'm giving this one a 5 out of 5. I really liked it. I think the only thing that I didn't like, it's not that I didn't like, I would love Superman to kind of say more dialogue, but how can you when you're isolated your whole existence? So great stuff here. 5 out of 5. Truly enjoyed that issue. And guys, if you read that particular issue, tell me your thoughts on it. Tell me what you thought of the Flashpoint series at this point. And guys, I hope you're enjoying this series. So as always, guys, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. And until the next comic book review, guys, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Take care. See you soon.